Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Terrible Tuesday. Yes, 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 folks, I did say Terrible Tuesday. This one is a terrible movie for the day, that's for sure. But first and foremost, before I get into any of that business, I hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that wonderful stuff. I do hope that you're watching some great movies, binge watching some fun series, doing whatever it is that makes you happy because life sucks otherwise. You got to keep yourself happy as much as possible, in my opinion. Disregard anything that is crap and negative. That's how I roll. Anyways, let's move on to the film of the day. Today's is an interesting one. Like I said at the beginning, it's Terrible Tuesday, and this one is definitely a terrible one. One that I will probably never. I've seen it twice now. I watched it a second time this morning just to refresh my mind on a few things and to basically come up with my overall opinion if I liked it or not. Because usually first viewing I don't like if I don't like it, there's a good possibility that the second viewing and beyond I will like. But this one it was a stinker both ways, both times that I've seen this, and I probably will never ever watch it again. Just to let you know, it does, however, have a very cool name. The alternative name, it's listed as The Captives on IMDb from 2001. This is made, but otherwise it's known as I Spit on Your Corpse, I Piss on Your Grave. Yes, yes, yes. Artwork is terrible in my opinion because none of this business happens. The girl in the movie has short hair. She looks like you can't tell anything from this picture, but from the body. The body shape from the girl that actually plays the part, what is it, Emily? Yeah, Emily Haack, or however that's pronounced. But her character does not look any way, shape, or form like this. As a matter of fact, Emily has tattoos all over, and like I said, has shorter hair, and it's a different color than that, and it's just all around different. Like I said, this one came out in 2001, and if you want to look up any more on this on IMDb, it is under the name The Captives. Good luck trying to find anything that, as far as a trailer or a clip to the movie. The only clip that I found from the movie, I'm not going to post because it is from a pornographic website, and I'm not here to promote pornography websites. I'm here to promote movies and make or break the opinion if you want to watch it or not. One of those kind of ordeals. If nothing against pornography, I don't see any problems with it as long as it stays within the legal parameters. But otherwise, I could care less. It's not one of those things that really interests me anymore. I've grown past that. But now this one is an NC-17 Director's Edition, Director's Version, the official Director's Version, which leads me to believe that there's been other copies of this one released, and it's probably been released under a cut format. Otherwise, this one is, I'm guessing, probably the most definitive cut that exists currently. Not unless there's some not independent shorts, but some really like first run early edition stuff for this stuff, like Indiegogo type stuff. If this one had an Indiegogo, I'm not 100%, but yeah. It's an interesting movie. This is from, before I get any further in from it, this is from the Sub Rosa Extreme line. I forgot the DVD upstairs in the player. But as far as special features on here, you got two commentaries. You got a making of on here. Behind the scenes documentary, one deleted scene, and previews for this. Scrapbook, and there was one other. It was only 3 movies. I forget what the third one was. It was also starred Emily Haack as well, or Haack, however her name is pronounced. She is in this, Scrapbook, and that. Very interesting stuff. It's from the Wicked Pixels line, from the Wicked Pixels label, not label, but picture studio type company. Now, this cut runs at an hour and 14 minutes. I hate to see anything longer than that, because this one, it was tough making that hour and 14 minutes, in my opinion. I had a really hard time with this movie. I can't really say that it has any real redeeming value, other than there is nudity in it. You see Emily naked a couple of times. You get to see her jam a broom handle up her poussoir. That is probably, I'm guessing, where the redeeming factor is. You get to see a man eat his own feces. You see a man get a cigarette burnt out, put out on his wang. You get to see what else is there? There's a guy that gets beat in the chest or stabbed in the chest with a hook. It's just, like, on paper it sounds great, but on screen it did not work for me. Now, what is it about? It's about a girl who is, or first off, let's get off to the other cast and crew. I almost forgot. Besides Emily, there's Scott Spookytooth, Shaun Snow, John Specht, Jeff Atwater, Nos, and DJ Vivona. It is directed by Eric Stanze, by the way, who did Ice from the Sun and Scrapbook. I have seen Scrapbook. I own both of those. Own the other two as well as this one, obviously, but I've yet to get to Ice from the Sun. It looks like it might be a good one. I have it like right over, Ice from the Sun. I have it just right over here next to me, not too far away, which is kind of funny. Now, what is this one about? It's about, like I said, Emily Haack's character. It starts off with her ex-boyfriend and another girl talking about how, well, he's talking about how this other man raped his ex-girlfriend Emily, and it basically sounds like a sob story of the fact that he still has feelings for this girl. It's very, very obvious, one of those ordeals. He goes to prison for murdering someone. He breaks out. He has a shaved head now at this point. I thought it was kind of funny how they went from hair to no hair. They tried saying something about his brother did it or whatnot. That part's kind of jumbled, in my opinion. It doesn't make the best sense on it, because why is it unfolded the way it is? That's all I can ask. But he breaks out of prison, and he kidnaps 1, 2, 3 guys, and he kidnaps Emily. Has a very, very weird sex scene between him and her, which the part played by I believe it's Mark was his name, or Kevin, one of those. I can't remember exactly, but the character is played by Eric Stanze himself, which I did watch the making of documentary on here, which was actually pretty informative and was much better than the actual film itself. Like, they talked about how the original guy that they were going to have for that scene, him and Emily had already had some kind of previous thing. I don't know, like lover thing, or just they knew each other. One of those kind of things. They worked with each other, maybe. But she was very uncomfortable with doing a love scene with him, and doing, I'm guessing, everything in general with with him, because she does get physical with him other than a sexual sense. Now, and she does overpower her captor, played by Eric Stanze. She hits him in the chest with one of those meat hook things. In the making of documentary, they talk about how she accidentally hit him in the chest the first take. Ouch is all I can say, and they got it right the second take or third take, however many it took after that. But the first take, they initially accidentally hit Eric Stanze in the chest with this hook. Now the one, she you find out who the three other men are. One is a neighbor who was constantly starting shit with Eric Stanze and Emily Haack's characters. Claimed that they were throwing beer bottles in his yard and things like that, and he would hit on Emily Haack's character, some weird stuff. One guy is her boss, who is the dweebiest looking guy ever, and it's hard to he was hard for me to take serious just looking at him, because he's got these big old Coke bottle glasses. He's got these hearing aids in. You don't really have any dialogue whatsoever from him. He's kind of just a pointless character, in my opinion, to fill the body count. The justification for having him there was the fact that he told Emily that he would double her Christmas bonus if she gave him a mouth hug. Yeah, whatever. If that happened, that is fucked up, and it shouldn't happen in a workplace. It's not cool, but it's one of those things. It didn't really belong. It didn't make sense being there. And then the third character happens to be this guy that took her out on a date and got her extremely inebriated so he could have sex with her. Which the whole conversation at the beginning between Eric Stanze and this other girl is... that's what it's about, is the whole her getting drunk and being taken advantage of this guy, one of those kind of ordeals. And then that follows with a weird love scene between those two. There is some nudity, like I said. It doesn't shy away from the nudity. There was one really cool thing that I did hear, or they did show in the additional making of documentary that was actually really cool. It was they threw away the props afterwards. They didn't save them. They threw away all the body parts, and apparently somebody had either opened the bag or something like that, and found those body parts, called the police, and it was a whole ordeal with homicide police, the regular police, finally getting told, understanding, hey, no, these are props from a movie. We are just independent filmmakers just trying to do our thing, because they signed a contract with Sub Rosa Extreme to do, I forget, X amount of films, but they did a number of films for them to for their line alone, and they were cranking them out for, I think it was they did 6 or 7, 8, something like that in 2 years. It's a lot. They made a lot in that short time. So that is one thing that I don't hold against this, because in my opinion, it felt rushed. Even Eric Stanze said that the editing process at the end, he was rushed extremely fast. So I imagine with what he had and some better cutting of it, better editing, it could have possibly been a better film. I mean, it does have all the content that should have made it good. It just didn't deliver the way I wished it would. Unlike Scrapbook, it's not I'm not the biggest Eric Stanze fan. There's nothing wrong with his stuff. It just does not speak to me the way that a lot of other independent gross, nasty, extreme, gritty, raw directors out there. But he's not bad. Don't get me wrong. He's not a bad director. He is very very educated and knows exactly what he's doing. He's not a slouch behind the camera. But what else? Oh, back to the story, like the police, and then it even made the news in a couple of places for their special effects, which is kind of cool. You can't get any better publicity than that, in my opinion. It works perfect to get your film out there a little more. So. I like that. Part of me wonders if maybe it was a little bit of they called the police themselves and just to have these body parts found so they can get a little publicity. That's just one of my theories that happened. If that's true, that cracks me up. Either way, it's funny, and I'm glad it made it. It did what it was set out to do in that aspect. Now, as far as any kind of ratings go, on a 1 through 5 for a technical side, this thing's a 2. It's below average. Like I said, it could have better editing. The music is awful in here, in my opinion. It doesn't fit the best. It's extremely angry sounding. Not my kind of music. I'm not really into the angry, screaming music that much. But as far as like an entertainment side, this thing's probably a 2 as well. This is a below average film. A 4 out of 10. That's my personal opinion on this. I don't recommend it, really. Don't go running out to get a copy just because the name is cool. Definitely do some more research on this one. Unfortunately, I could not find a trailer or a single clip for the movie, like I was saying earlier, except for a clip on a pornography website, and I'm not going to promote porn websites on my videos. I don't need that kind of traffic. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for friendly for just about anybody. I don't want kids watching my stuff at all, but I'm sure they do at some points. But anyways, a 4 out of 10 for this movie. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I got one lined up for you that I'm screening for tomorrow. Movie for Vile Video. It's gonna be an interesting one. I'm gonna watch it tonight and see how I feel about it. All right. Peace as always.